Hey, what's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the Zero Excuses podcast. My name is Kenny Ziska. Thank you for tuning in today's episode. What I've got lined up for you guys today is a topic that I'm calling Getting Used to Having Less. And this is an audio excerpt from a Facebook Live that I did a couple weeks ago, and it was one of my more popular Facebook Lives. And instead of having you guys trying to hunt through my Facebook feed for these videos, I know everyone doesn't have the time to pay attention to Facebook all day and try and catch these things live. So that's why I like to drop these audio clips here on the podcast so that you guys have easy access to them. And if you didn't catch it or didn't happen to see this particular topic, you guys can dial it up at any time really easy. And if you do want to be notified when I do my Facebook Lives, make sure you go and follow me on Facebook. You can just go to kenyandzitska.com/follow and it'll take you right to my Facebook profile. Also have a couple other quick reminders for you guys. First, if you haven't already done so, would appreciate it if you head over to iTunes, kenyandzitska.com/iTunes. It'll take you right to the Zero Excuses podcast homepage there, and you could leave us a review, a rating, and also subscribe and share this with a friend or family member who needs to hear some of the topics and strategies we talk about here on the show. Second, if you want to take these conversations to the next level, you can do so by joining our free closed Facebook group at kenyandzitska.com/group, and you can just click the join button and it'll walk you through a couple quick questions and you'll be off and running there. And if that's not quite enough for you, we also have a couple opportunities to work a little closer with me. First is our Infinite Results Mastermind group. That's by application only. You can apply to be a part of that at kenyandzitska.com/results. And if you would like to work with me one-on-one, I also have a discipline coaching program that I'm taking folks on a wait list only at the moment. You can apply at kenyandzitska.com/discipline. And lastly, I'm teaming up with my good friend from Fatherhood for the Rest of Us, Brandon Hanley, to lay a solid foundation for 2019. You know, we all have New Year's resolutions, and we all get put on the spot to come up with New Year's resolutions at the last minute. But we're going to spend 10 weeks breaking down mental barriers and doing the work to really lay a solid vision for 2019 and for the rest of your life. If that's something that interests you, if you're tired of making hollow New Year's resolutions and not, just staying stuck in the same place year after year, this is definitely something for you. It's not for you if you're just going to show up and not do any work or invest the time and energy that is required to lay this foundation. You can hit me up directly via email, kenyan.zitska@gmail.com, and we'll get you set up to be a part of that program. All right, enough of all that. Let's get into today's conversation. How's it going, everyone? Finally getting back into some semblance of a routine here after doing our little evacuation dance with good old Aunt Flo here. Luckily, we came out the other side unscathed, and relatively no damage here in the Charleston area. Same can't be said for many other areas, obviously. So, we kind of dodged a bullet here, but it's gave us a little pucker factor here, and made us a little nervous. But we had a plan. We executed it, and we learned a few things, but it made for a relatively stress-free evacuation. We boogied up to upstate New York to be near family and friends. Didn't want to get stuck in some random hotel, for possibly a week or two, or possibly more, if we did take a direct hit here in Charleston. But anyways, this is a good reminder of how fragile our lives possibly can be. And we could have a storm come through here and wipe out our way of life that we've built for ourselves here in Charleston. And it also kind of awakens one to the fact that we have a lot of modern conveniences, we have technology, we have these smartphones that we place so much reliance on, and that when we find ourselves, without cell phone reception, we lose our minds. What's going to happen when, we do have a major, storm that spreads some sort of widespread destruction, knocks out cell phone towers, knocks out power for a couple weeks, floods out your home. Have you prepared yourself for those types of possibilities? And, moving down to an area here like Charleston that's susceptible to hurricanes, that's something that my family and I, we are prepared to deal with, although we would not like to deal with it. It's something that, it's a fact of life. It's reality. And I think that, if we can stay connected to reality and be prepared for these situations that we sometimes find ourselves in, we can deal with some of these losses a lot easier. I mean, it's not easy to begin with, but it can be a little more palatable, when you do lose power for a few weeks, or the stores run out of food. Have you scouted out your area for, raspberry bushes or any other types of food sources? We've come to rely on, like I said, these modern conveniences like stores and, having clean drinking water at our taps. Do you know how to boil water? Do you know how to purify water? I mean, these are some very, very basic things, and I'm not trying to tell everyone to, run around with tinfoil hats on and just get all crazy being prepared, being super prepared, like being, you see on the shows, preppers. I don't think we need to go to those lengths, but, just having these basic survival tools at your disposal will go a long way to help you out in these situations. And simply knowing that you can deal with these types of situations will reduce the amount of stress that you have. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, our family, we had a plan when, it was like dialing up a play on Sunday afternoon playing football. We saw a certain situation arise. We had a plan for it. All we had to do was execute. Certainly wasn't, wasn't easy, but we had a plan. We executed, and luckily we dodged a bullet. So my question for you guys is, if you're watching this, start thinking about, some situations that you can put yourself into. For example, hey, you might want to take a night and just a knife and maybe some matches, and see if you can build yourself a temporary shelter, make a fire, boil some water, forage for a little food. Just take an evening and do that to test out your skills. That's something I haven't done in a very long time, and I like to do sooner rather than later. But it's when you do have losses, and losses in life are inevitable. Being prepared and thinking about how you will react, even just thinking it through in your mind, will go a long way in helping you deal with tough losses like we just saw with so many people up in North Carolina. And like I said this morning, I don't mean to make light of their situations, and we all have our reasons for having the things that we have in our life. But if we can prepare ourselves to possibly have to deal with not having those things, I think we're going to be a lot better off. And a side benefit might be, hey, maybe we'll start losing this entitled mentality that we have all over the world, and especially with, oh my God, I'm going to sound old saying this, but kids these days. So that's all I got. I'm starting to ramble here. If you're catching the replay, let me know that you watched it. If you love this topic, like Brandon said he does, give me some thumbs up. Pump that heart a couple times, and appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll chat with you guys later.